Good morning, everyone. Wow, it has been a long time since I vlogged. I don't even know the last time. It's been like months, so I'm sorry, guys. I have been on a roller coaster ride, and I'm going to take you through it. I'm going to try to go quickly. So, those of you, this could be your first time watching. I've had very successful HCG rounds. I lost 50 pounds last year. I started in April last year. And the last round I did was probably in August. So yeah, I lost 50 pounds. I was definitely stabilizing right there at the 50-pound mark, doing high fat, low carb, or keto, or whatever you want to call it. And I was stabilizing for quite a while. I ended up going to Las Vegas in January. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for me, or not the end, but the beginning of my downfall. I guess it was like the drinking that started. I mean, I was planning on just drinking low carb drinks. In my mind, there really is no true low carb drink. Alcohol turns into sugar in your body. So even like a Captain and Diet Coke will, and I don't even like Diet Coke because it's all the fake stuff in it, but that's my plan, was just to be able to still have a good time and also stay on key, or stay somewhat on key. Well, anyways, it's Vegas, so, and my husband's work was paying for everything. It was just like drink after drink, like, and I don't drink anyways, and it was just like, anyways, we were there for 4 days. I spent the 4 days like buzzed the whole time. After the drinking started, I think that's when, I kind of just didn't care. I did care, but it was just, I don't drink. So, I mean, I do, but I haven't in a long time. And, I never drink to the point where I get buzzed, I never drink to the point where I get drunk, and rarely to the point where I buzz. So this, was new for me, as far as, it's just not something I do very often. So my inhibition was down for, food, and just like, I still was me, and I still wanted to be low carb, but I didn't do it. I just kind of ate whatever I wanted. Lots of carbs, lots of sugar, lots of whatever. I got so sick in Vegas. And I don't know if it was from, eating that crap. To be honest, it probably was, But I got so sick, it was like horrible. As far as when I got sick, I had like the worst cold of my life. And it lasted for like 2 months. I just got over it. Now I'm getting another one, but I think this one's just from allergies. I think it's allergies actually. But anyways, so got sick, went home, and like after you like detox all that crap out of your body and then you introduce it back in, it is like, I think 5 times as hard to give it up than the first time. That's just my opinion and my experience. I struggled from, because that was the end of January, I struggled from February to March to get back to normal eating. And it was a big struggle. I finally did it. And then to anybody that's in that struggle, I'm actually in it again right now, but I just keep telling myself 5 days of eating low carb, you won't even care about carbs anymore. You just have to make it 5 days without eating anything, and you'll be fine. So anyways, this whole time I'm going back and forth. Like when I got home from Vegas, I had gained like 10 pounds back. And then this back and forth literally brought me up to like 20 pounds back. So I'm still down 30 pounds, a net of 30 pounds. That's good. You know, and at that point, you know, I do think it was a lot of inflammation in my body, and it would have come off really quickly. But I just couldn't get back in the groove. I don't know. I just could not do it. I mean, for the life of me, I couldn't do it. So finally got back into it and was doing well. I was, you know, back down, you know, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. I just kept, you know, it was slow, but it was coming off. So I decided, you know, I'm just going to do another round, start another round, and we'll be fine. So I did, and it was okay. I think like P2, day 5. So it was like 10 days after Tom started, because I waited 5 days after Tom started to start my round. I had gotten a weird symptom, like a weird cycle symptom, and it was just really weird. And so I took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. At first I was like, well, it's probably the HCG, you know. So I read up on it, like, you know, I couldn't find it anywhere where if you got a positive pregnancy test while you were on the HCG diet, you were pregnant. Like, it's not enough to give you a positive test in your, you know, urine or whatever. So, pregnant. And I kept testing. Like, I tested pregnant for like 10 days. So definitely, I mean, obviously I stopped injecting at that point. So I obviously was pregnant. And, so, you know, I was happy, whatever. Had a miscarriage. And that is really my beginning to my end, because my downfall, because it was so, that's what got me in this weight problem in the first place, was, I mean, I had gained weight before I started having miscarriages, but after I started having miscarriages, so depressed, or just, you know, not being able to get pregnant is just so depressing that's the only really issue that I have that causes me to emotionally eat or, you know, just be depressed. Like, I'm not a depressed person. So that's just sent me back into like a horrible place. And I'm not even saying that I necessarily eat a ton when I emotionally eat, but when I emotionally eat, my body puts it on. Like, it's just, my body at that point, I think my body wants to be fat to, I mean, this is kind of getting into like the whole mind-body connection, and some of you might not believe in this, or, you know, haven't really thought about this or anything like that. I listened to John Gabriel. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or read his books, The Gabriel Method, but he talks about it, and I kind of know why my body does that. I don't want to be hurt by not getting pregnant. I want to get pregnant, but I don't want to be hurt by not getting pregnant. So my body, I think, puts on weight to make me less attractive. And my husband, it doesn't even matter, because my husband's attracted to me. If I were to be 500 pounds, he would still want to have sex with me. Like, that's my body's way of like, okay, well, I'm going to make you less attractive so that, in a way, like, it works, because I don't feel like I want to do anything sexual, or I do, but not as much, because I'm bigger. You know, it's my body's way of protecting me from getting hurt anymore. And I kind of literally just like put that together as I'm talking to you guys, which is the awesome part of vlogging. You know, realize things you may not have realized before if you're not saying all this stuff out loud. But I mean, that John Gabriel connection is kind of coming back to me as I'm telling you why, because I know that's the only time I have emotional eating issues, is when I'm upset about that. Is when I'm upset about not getting pregnant, or, you know, and I was kind of getting to the point where I was okay with not getting pregnant. Maybe not okay with it, but just kind of accepting it. And then I got pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage. So it's like this cycle that just kind of sent me down towards a horrible path. But anyways, so, you know, I really do think that that's why I start emotionally eating. And like I said, I still don't eat